There's a phrase we hear all the time: I can't live without you. We say it, or we hear it, as if it's the ultimate expression of love, as if real love means needing someone else to exist. But what if I told you that's not love? What if I told you it's actually a disguised form of emotional dependence? Erich Fromm, one of the most insightful thinkers of the 20th century, understood this better than anyone, and he explained it with a clarity we desperately need today. Because the truth is, no one ever really teaches us how to love. We're taught to find a partner, to idealize romantic love, to fear loneliness, but we're not taught to love in freedom, to love without controlling, to love without losing ourselves. Fromm wrote in his book The Art of Loving that true love is an act of will, of maturity, of freedom, and that one of our greatest mistakes is confusing loving with needing. We live in a culture that makes us believe we're only complete if we find our other half, but that already starts from a dangerous assumption, that we are incomplete on our own, that we are not enough unless someone else chooses us. And with that belief, any relationship we form is already built on shaky ground. Fromm said that immature love says, I love you because I need you, but mature love says, I need you because I love you. It seems like a small difference, but it changes everything. When love turns into dependence, we stop seeing the other person as who they are, and we turn them into a function, a source of comfort, of safety, of validation. We don't love them for who they truly are. We love what they give us, and that's not love. That's attachment. That's fear. That's emptiness. Which brings us to the real question: why do we fall so easily into this kind of relationship? The answer, although painful, is clear: because we learned love through lack, not through abundance. Many of us were children who didn't receive consistent, unconditional love. We grew up believing we had to behave, to be good, to be accepted, or worse, that if we ever showed our true selves, we would be abandoned. That creates a deep wound. A part of us grows up thinking we're not enough as we are, that our worth depends on someone else choosing us, that being alone means failure. So, without realizing it, we end up in relationships that recreate that same old pattern. We're drawn to people who are unavailable, who neglect us, who make us prove our worth, because that's what we were taught love looks like. Love as struggle, as sacrifice, as waiting. And even when we realize it hurts us, it's hard to leave. Why is it so difficult to break free from the pattern even when we suffer? Because we're not just attached to the person. We're attached to the illusion, the fantasy that this person will fix us, that if they love us, we'll finally feel whole, that if they stay, it means we're worthy. Leaving an emotionally dependent relationship isn't just about ending a connection. It's about facing the terrifying silence of being alone with yourself. It's about facing the truth that no one else can fill the emptiness inside you. And that's frightening, because it means letting go of the idea that love must hurt, that we have to earn it through suffering, that if someone loves us, it must be because we did something right. But it also means reconnecting with yourself, with your dignity, with your truth, with your right to be loved without begging, bending, or disappearing. Fromm believed that modern humans are alienated, cut off from their true selves, constantly searching outside for what can only be found within. That's why we cling, because we don't know how to be alone, because repeating the familiar is easier than facing the unknown. But emptiness isn't the enemy. It's space, it's potential, it's the ground where something real can grow. So, how do we change the pattern? 1. Recognize it without shame. Stop blaming yourself for loving from a place of need. You were simply doing your best with the tools you had. 2. Learn to be alone, not as punishment, but as reconnection. Someone who knows how to be alone doesn't cling out of fear. They choose from peace. 3. Heal the original wound. That moment when you believed you weren't enough. When you learned love meant pain. It deserves to be seen with compassion. Don't suppress it. Hold it. 4. Rewrite your way of loving. With boundaries, with truth, with desire, not desperation. With relationships where you're allowed to be yourself, fully and unapologetically. Fromm believed that true love is a union that preserves individuality. Two people who meet, who enrich each other, but never erase who they are. Because mature love doesn't consume. It expands. It doesn't blur. It clarifies. And if, in your past, You found yourself trapped in relationships where you gave everything so they wouldn't leave. If you acted like a parent more than a partner, if you silenced yourself to avoid tension, if you molded yourself just to fit, it wasn't your fault. But today you can choose differently. You can love without fear. You can choose yourself without having to lose anyone. You can build relationships where love doesn't hurt, it holds. Where love doesn't demand, it honors. Where you can say, I'm fine on my own, but I choose to share my life with you. That, Fromm said, is real love. If this message spoke to your heart, you're not alone. We've all been there, but now you have the chance to love differently. Tell us in the comments if you've ever confused love with need. And if you found value in this video from Brighter Self, don't forget to subscribe, leave a like, and turn on the bell. We'll see you soon with another topic to make you feel, think, and heal.